Again, I'm Paribe Meyer. I wanted to talk more about today the diversity inclusion as it relates to the whole spectrum of the community. Each subculture within the community is all tied into one, whether you're a pup, a bear, whether you're a trans man, trans woman, non-binary, however you identify yourself, we're all connected in the huge nucleus of it all. And one thing I realized and came to see when I moved here to New Orleans is that there were so many individuals that did not feel included, although they were part of the community. Although there were accessibility to be involved in so many aspects of what was going on in the leather community, in the pub community, in the trans community, there was no common denominator of a nucleus of a person to join those forces together, if that makes any sense. And what was baffling to me with so many individuals that were prevalent here, that are prevalent here in the community, I didn't see that reaching out, if that makes any sense. I didn't see where you saw prevalent leather representatives or individuals in the community actually going into spaces educating, recruiting. I don't want to use the word recruiting, but well, in a way, recruiting, if that's a good term to use. What I'm getting at is using your platform to spread a message of inclusion. Using your platform to go into these spaces where you normally don't see anyone but yourself as an image and saying, come on over. You're accepted, you're welcome. This is a safe space. And when I was elevated to Mr. Louisiana Leather, I was able to do that. To this day, the stigma of the old guard is still prevalent within the community. Not as it just relates to the leather community, but overall. You can't be effeminate and masculine at the same time. You can't be a leather person and wear a dress at the same time. You can't be a trans man and still have feminine attributes at the same time. You can't be a trans female and still enjoy being a top without being ostracized or alienated or felt unaccepted in the community. And I think that is where we are really causing ourselves to go back into a time warp. We say we're inclusive. We say that we're for each and every one, but in the background, there's the chatter. There's the, rejection, the ridicule. And you stand in each other's face, we stand in each other's face and say, oh, you're accepted, we love what you're doing, but in the background, they're doing too much. When they're actually trying their best to bring the community together, you're doing too much. You're rejected for speaking up to show inclusion or bring unity in the community. You're ostracized for it, or you're doing it for yourself. To do it is not for self, it's for us. Change that perspective to us. It only took one person to change the bus boycott. It took one person to change immigration laws. It took one person to change the community as it relates to the gay community having voting rights, marriage rights. You understand? So if each person that steps up to the plate and say, hey, I want to be that face to show inclusion, diversity, and that I'm unique and somebody can look at me and say, well, damn, they look like me. They share my journey. That's one person that can share it with someone else who looks like them. And you see the domino effect that brings? But because so much, backlash comes from it. You can't be your true authentic self when the community that you're representing and trying to be a part of is also pulling you down. You can't be a title holder for an organization that don't wholeheartedly support you. You can't be a title holder in a community that you're thriving and striving for that don't thrive and strive for you. So that changes the trajectory of your mission. That changes the support that you get from the community that was looking at you as a face, a figure, or a representative. But I encourage individuals, when you are given these platforms, Don't allow anyone to outshine your moment. You have been elevated and given a position for a reason. Use it for goodness. Use it because your name is now in history. And how you use that title reflects all the way throughout history. I recruited several individuals through my journey as Mr. Louisiana Nether, not just to be a part of the leather community, but to be involved in the community. There's a difference. There's a difference. So many individuals say, well, that's not for me. I don't feel safe. I don't feel welcomed. I don't feel seen. Well, come again. Let's revisit this moment in time. And from that journey, there's so many individuals here in Louisiana and New Orleans and around the Gulf Coast that I can honestly say I'm so grateful for trusting me, believing in me, even when I felt defeated, even when I didn't feel respected, even when I felt alienated and not appreciated. I still fought to make sure that people like Amos, people like, Jimmy Miguel and Jimmy Gale had representation in the community that was sincere, that was transparent, that was honest about what their mission was when they were given a title of elevation to represent the community. So I encourage anyone, if the community is for you, be about the community. Let no one stop you from giving support, education, understanding, acceptance, and love, no matter what. Thank you.